Okay, this is Fred Burrow, Swift Plumbers. This is my second video. All the water is onto the home. What you're going to notice here is that water meter is not moving at all. As stated in the first video, the customer had a leak detection service come out who the insurance company recommended. They came out, initially did not mark the location of the leak for some reason. They weren't confident where it was. Second time they came out, they finally put an X in the bathroom. But he did state to the customer, as the customer stated to me, it also could be in the laundry. The issue is, in the laundry, there are two lines coming off of that. Likely from me doing these in this neighborhood multiple times and stopping leaks and locating and repairing them. So with the leak stopped, as it clearly is, as you're watching on this video, each one of these little hash marks here is 1/10 of a gallon. So this does not have a leak spinner, but I want to show you just clearly that will not move at all. All water's on. I've instructed the customer not to use any water. So the leak detector who came out here, who came back to put an X on, mentioned the second time he did the detection to put an X down that he believed the leak had stopped because he couldn't hear it anymore. That forced me to do a leak detection service because we do not want to break a hole in the slab and charge for that and have a hole, especially near a footer, and spend $500 to $1,500 to get to the leak when there's no leak there. I've also said the best thing to do is repipe. I explained that to the customer, but this is the option they chose at this point. But breaking a hole, you're not going to see a pinhole leak without it actively leaking. So it's not worth it. I'm just showing how this water meter has not moved at all, and I'm going to show you how the water's on. You can see it's on here, it's on at these back valves right here, and I'm going to show you the faucet on in there, but it is not moving at all. So what needs to happen? You can't just wait for it to come back. It's going to flood the house again. That's what we're trying to avoid. And we don't want to just wait for it to come back because we had some major, sorry Andrew, we had some major water damage in this home. So right here is where the water heater is located. That line's coming across here and it is feeding this laundry. Now, the other leak detector noted, like I said, I couldn't hear anything today because the leak has stopped. We've got all the hot water on. He heard it here and he heard it here. Well, we got to expose that manifold and see if indeed it's like the other homes I've done in here where there are going to be 3 pipes, one feeding in, one feeding out to there, and one feeding out to the kitchen. If that is the case, then we need to cap these lines if it's high enough, possibly having to break into that footer to get down to them, or maybe just breaking into the wall to stop the leak, to stop the water from feeding the 2 suspect lines. Now, there are possibly 3 here, but from the other leak detector's note, and I can only go by what they said because this is not an active leak. The leak was close to the wall here and out here. Customer reported hotness in the floor right here, which you may not have noticed with the laundry machine right here. It may have been hot over here as well. So as long as that leak is not the line coming in from the hot side. So if you really wanted to be sure you tackled this leak, you would actually go and run a new line over there from that manifold. Make sure you ran the new hot line from here to here to here and potentially have to just replace the hot lines all over the place. A repipe is the best way to go. But one way to stop it, to turn the hot water on and not have the fear of anything past this point leaking, would be to cap the lines that are feeding that guest bathroom, the hot line feeding that guest bathroom, and the hot line feeding that kitchen. Noting that our manifold is not where we think it is. It's important not to break over here because this is not the hot side like it's supposed to be. This is the cold side and this is the hot side. So we break that manifold feeding down there. That's going to be an important thing too, as well as breaking in this wall. So that's my advice here and it's going to be up to the customer or the insurance company on how I further proceed here.